Karma. It's probably the most loaded word in spirituality. When we hear it, we usually think of punishment. We think of a cosmic debt collector coming to break our kneecaps for something we did 500 years ago in a past life. We look at our struggles, the bankruptcy, the chronic illness, the bad relationships, and we sigh. Well, it must be my bad karma. We feel powerless. Welcome back to Earth Online, the Player's Manual. Today, we are going to delete that definition of karma. If life is a simulation, then karma is not a judge. Karma is simply the game engine. It's the code that runs physics. It's the rule that says if player does X, then Y happens. The problem isn't that you are being punished. The problem is that your avatar is running buggy software and you keep replaying the same glitched levels over and over. Today, we're going to stop acting like victims and learn how to be debuggers. Think about a video game. It has a physics engine. If your character jumps off a cliff, they fall. Does the game hate you? Is the game punishing you for jumping? No. The code simply executes. If jump height greater than safe limit, then apply fall damage. It's neutral. Karma is the physics engine of Earth Online. It is the law of cause and effect. Every thought, every emotion, every action you take is a line of code you are inputting into the system, and the system must render a corresponding result. If your mental body is constantly broadcasting the code, "I don't have enough money," the game engine receives that input and says, "Okay, the player wants the not enough money scenario. Render more bills." It's not personal, it's programming. When you realize this neutrality, you stop fearing karma and start respecting the mechanics of the game. So, if it's just cause and effect, why do we get stuck? Why do you keep dating the same type of toxic person with different faces? Why do you hit the same financial ceiling every year? This is what we call bad karma. But in gaming terms, it's a glitch. It's a bug loop. Somewhere in your avatar's history, maybe in childhood, maybe 10 lifetimes ago, something traumatic happened. The game got too intense. To survive, your avatar wrote a protection script. Example script. If someone gets too close emotionally, then run away before they hurt me. That script saved you once, but you forgot to turn it off. Now 30 years later, you want love, but your background programming is still running that old defense script. You are trying to play the happy relationship level, but your avatar keeps glitching into a wall. In BodyMaitre, we know exactly where these bugs live. They aren't out there in the universe. They are right here. Corrupted data in the mental body. Frozen energy blocks in the emotional body. These bugs interfere with the Wi-Fi signal from your player, soul, and your life starts to lag. When your computer has a virus, you don't throw it out the window. You run an antivirus scan. This is what BodyMaitre is. It's the task manager for your soul. We use dowsing to bypass the glitching screen and look directly at the code. We ask the system, why am I stuck in this financial loop? Pendulum scans. Found bug, mental body. Programming, blocks to value your products and services. Once you find the line of bad code and programming, you don't analyze it for 10 years in therapy. You highlight it and you press delete. You clear the energy. After you have deleted it, you create a new line of code and the program called Value My Products and Services. And you press enter. When you remove and reprogram the bug, the game engine stops rendering that glitch. The loop breaks. That is how you clear karma. You don't pay it off through suffering. You debug it through awareness. Stop looking at your life as a punishment. Start looking at it as code that needs cleaning. You have the tools to fix your own avatar. But Earth Online is a massively multiplayer game. You aren't alone on this server. What happens when your gameplay is messed up not by your own bugs, but by the lag and drama of other players? What about those people in your life who seem to be running entirely on autopilot? Next time, we are going to talk about multiplayer dynamics, how to deal with non-player characters, and how to stop getting hooked into their glitchy games. I'm Darreck. Time to run a virus scan on your beliefs. See you next level.